fam. Welcome back to the Fee King Show. It's the Fee King Show. It goes down every Friday, God willing, from 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 12 noon. I am Fee King, your host. The show is all about who am I? What do I do? What's my why? How in the world am I keeping it all together or not? Because on any given day, we don't know, right? And that how is all about your self-care modality. If you mysteriously know that something is about to happen, what is that called? Let me repeat that. Have you ever had those moments where you feel like something is about to happen, something, you're about to see something, experience something, and you're curious as to, okay, what does this mean? What does this mean? What am I to do with this information? That is called what is that called? Precognition. Or I kind of think it's also intuition. So the show today is all about, are you heeding the signs? Are you heeding the signs? Welcome back again. This is the Fee King Show. I am Fee King, your host. Who am I? I am a woman. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm a cousin. I'm an auntie to Chandler Marie Rivas, who will be joining us very, very soon on the Fee King Show. I am a pet parent. I am a girlfriend. I am a best friend. I am a colleague. I am a lover of all things positive in this life. What do I do? I get to help women over the age of 40 specifically, and I'm pushing back. I apologize for that noise because I want you all to see my cute crop top hoodie because it really speaks to a lot of what I do. I help women over the age of 40 specifically, yet not exclusively, get from where they are along their health and wellness journey to where it is they want to be. Why? Because I love myself so much today that it only makes sense to love women and to love them where they are. What is my how? Woo! My how I keep this thing all together is prayer, transcendental meditation, mindfulness meditation, which I am currently getting certified as a mindfulness meditation practitioner, running and reading and exercising. That is my how, which is going to segue me right into our announcements. I like to do announcements. And you know what? I'm going to change the name of those announcements. We're going to call it check in and let's see. I don't know, the talk back. I don't know. Announcements just sound too generic for me. So off the bat, this is what is happening this month, the month of June. And if you see Fee King changing her hats, that's because every time we go into a new subject, a new topic, a new theme, we change the hat. This is my hat game segment. Hat game segment on deck. June. So today is what, June 16th? We are literally halfway through the month. We're halfway through the year. This weekend is Juneteenth. I lovingly encourage you to celebrate Juneteenth, not just for this weekend, not just on the 19th, but the entire year. Here's some things that you can do to celebrate and to honor Juneteenth is taking a class, going onto YouTube, going onto Vimeo, going onto Google, and actually studying, going to the library to learn more about the meaning of Juneteenth. And I would lovingly encourage my non-Black friends and followers to do that, to learn more about the inception of what is now, it's a new holiday for the masses, but for African Americans, this holiday has been celebrated for decades. And so this weekend is Juneteenth. This weekend also is AFRAM at Druid Hill Park here in Baltimore City. I'm hoping to check out AFRAM. It's a free party celebration concert in the park, Druid Hill Park, as you all know. Maybe you don't know, but it's my absolute favorite park in the city. This week or this month is Sekou Wright's birthday month. It is our 30-day hero charity run. I hope I have that right. Hero charity run. So what that means is we are doing 3 things to honor and celebrate Sekou Wright's who is thriving through a stroke that he had 11 months ago, we're also honoring ourselves by exercising daily. Sekou is asking us to do three things: to exercise daily, do what you can, but do it every single day. And here's the thing: if you have not started, you get to start today. You get to start where you are. We're at the middle of the month, and it's still not too late. You get to show up for yourself and for Sekou. We are pledging. I am personally pledging $2 for every mile that he runs for the whole month of June. His birthday is June 24th. Pledge what you can. I am challenging you to either meet or exceed my challenge goal. Again, I am pledging $2 for every mile that he runs this month. The third thing that we're doing, and this one is probably my favorite because I love to read and I love inspirational books. We are supporting Hack, HACK. You're paying now. You can get it on Amazon and it's only $9.99. That is the pre-sale price. It is going to go up in July. What I love about this book, I've already purchased mine, by the way. What I love about this book is something that we're not told or taught when we're children, which is throughout this lifetime, however long your life is, it is a rite of passage to experience pain. And I believe that we get to experience pain because through that getting to experience the pain, we get to experience a healing and a revelation. And so Sekou wrote this book before his stroke, and it's so applicable to where he is, but where so many of us are, or someone you love at some point in life. You and or someone you love is going to experience some amount of pain. And so this guide just simply helps us to be okay with it and gives us some tips and some tools to help us move through that pain. Another announcement: I am the newest ambassador of Her Glow Candy, which I am a super fan of Her Glow Candy, specifically the ear candy and the purses. I also love her necklaces. So check her out. Her name is Ife. Her company is Her Glow Candy. You can check her out at Her Glow Candy Shop. It's on the bottom of the screen. And I think that is it for, wait a minute, stop, dropping, wait a minute. The Fee King Show is moving. So we won't be on my Instagram, my Facebook, my YouTube. However, we will be on 7 new streaming channels. We will be live every Friday at 11:30 a.m. I want to know if you're sticking around with your girl, if you're hanging out with your girl. What's up, Dr. Tachi? Dr. Tachi says, hey, I wonder if I can multitask and say hey and do the show as well. I don't know. I think I have a producer who can help me with that. We're moving. So we're going to be on IndieMediaSoup.com's website. We're also going to be on YouTube. We're going to be on Roku TV, Android TV, YouTube TV, Twitch, and there's 2 others. Stay tuned for that. We are moving officially Monday the 19th. I have a slew of incredible guests coming. I have some new segments coming. I'm super duper excited and grateful and elated and all the things. So signs, as you know, if you've been following the Fee King Show, can you imagine me wearing this to church with a cute dress, like something really flowy and floral and flowery and light and just right with different earrings? But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about these hat games. Your girl, when you don't have hair, accessories are like your bloodline, your lifeline. I love a good accessory, earrings and hats and lip gloss. I'm not leaving the house without lip gloss and earrings and some form of head cover just because it gets cold in the car. I digress. All right. So I'm in the car. I don't know if you know this. Do you know this? I don't know if you know this. Do you know this? I don't know if you know this, but you're about to know this. I, Fee King, drive for Uber. I get to curate these stories. I get to experience people from vast backgrounds, socioeconomic status, ethnicities, cultures, and countries. I'm picking someone up. I don't know who they are. I only have a name. And I'm in an area that I've not been in before. It was near the county. We come to, a T. I look to the right, and it's all residential. And I'm looking to the right, and from my peripheral, I know that there's a work truck. And then I slowly turned to the left and I see something. And I thought, huh, I don't know what I just saw, but I saw something. I saw movement. Instantly, I said, drive with caution. That's what I said to myself. I said, drive with caution. I make the left and I'm driving and I'm looking out. Again, there are buildings, there's some fields because it's Maryland, it's a lot of vegetation. I look to the left, lots of houses, and I'm driving, and then I see it. I see a deer. I'm on a perpetual deer alert because I see the deer alive and well. And let me tell you something. I want to play this video for you because this is the road that I'm driving down, right? So let's take a look at this video.
Hey, beautiful. Hey, gorgeous. I see you looking all pretty this morning. Hey, girl.
I totally forgot that I was
Hey,
flirting.
sexy girl.
I totally forgot that I was flirting with the deer. I totally forgot. And so what I do when I roll up on a deer is I talk to them because I want to see them alive. When I picked up my passenger, I shared this with him. I said, I was driving. I looked from my peripheral. I said, I saw something. And he said, I applaud you for trusting your instincts, trusting your intuition. And I said, that's exactly what it was. It was my intuition on a daily basis. I get to adhere to the signs. I get to hear to the signs. The universe is constantly talking to us. But I find the less I meditate, the more busy I am, the longer my to do list is, the less I listen to the signs, the less I listen to my instincts and my intuition. And when I'm on point, when I'm uber focused, laser beam focused, nothing gets past me. Like I am there. I want to share a story with you. The first time, and I didn't realize this when I was this age, but as I got older, it scared me. And I actually said to God, I said, you know what, God, take this away from me because I don't want this knowledge, this power. I was 9 years old. I was in bed sleeping, and I woke up crying really hard. And I remember this vividly like it was yesterday. I was crying so hard, my pillowcase was soaked. And I had a dream or a vision, something so powerful and so strong spoke to me and said, you're not going to see your father again. And it wasn't like he was going to die, but I wasn't going to see him. I didn't know what it meant. Literally, within months of that dream, I did not see my father again from the age of 9 until I was 16. Now, I would see him in court going through, that child support stuff, but actually going to his house like I used to go to on weekends, all that ended within a matter of months. And I thought, oh my God, like I saw that happening. I didn't see the intricate details, but I knew that that was going to happen. And I recall never telling anyone. I never told my mom, oh, I had this nightmare that I wasn't going to see daddy anymore. And I think about that a lot, especially around Father's Day. I think about the many times I knew that something was going to happen before it happened. And so my hope is that if you really tune in to your inner voice and that voice of God, then you can be rest assured that everything you need to be, do, and have and receive, you already have it, and all is in divine order. And so when I drive around Baltimore City at night, again, there's a lot of vegetation, a lot of trees, grass, woods, the deer, the fox, the just all the little furry wildlife, they're everywhere. I've never lived anywhere. People think because I'm from Omaha, I should be accustomed to deer. No, I never saw a deer. in Omaha, Nebraska. So if anyone from Omaha or the Midwest is tuning in, let me know if you have experienced deer, because I have not had not until I moved to Maryland. What I do know and what I do believe is that God is always sending me a signal to protect me. And one of my mantras when I'm in the Uber is all day, especially when I'm going through an intersection or I'm on a dark road where I know that they're going to be deer. My mantra is, I am safe, I am protected, I am covered. I am covered, I am protected, I am safe. In that order. I'm saying that all day, all night, specifically when I go through an intersection or when I'm on a dark road. And so I don't fear hitting a deer because I see the deer alive. That is my focus. I see the deer alive, healthy, and well. And so when I had that exchange with that deer, I thought, thank you. Thank you for showing me the signs. Thank you. And then I thank myself for trusting my intuitions and my instincts around that deer. Because again, I didn't see anything. It was like a feeling, but I said, something happened, something moved. And what was interesting is when I turned left, I didn't look at the houses to the left. I looked out in the opening, because I thought if something is moving around, it's probably that way. And then the deer was over here. All right. So are you adhering to the signs? Let me just check in with the feed and see what Mrs. Susan said. She said a family of 8 deer wandered over to my neighbor's backyard and ate up his plants in the city. Yes. So city people, well, no one really, because my sister used to live in Bowie and there would be a pack of deer in her yard. I get it. I know no one is really happy when the deer come in to the city, but you know why they come into the city? It's because we're tearing down their home. We're using the forest wood to build homes and such. Thank you so much, Mrs. Susan, for that. I still love the deer. I don't want to have conversations with people about hunting. My passenger in the car, he mentioned something about bison. Bison, help me, y'all. And I was just like, no, sir, we're not about to have that conversation with you. I am not talking about hunting and hurting and killing any deer. That is not what we do on the Fee King Show and in Fee King's car. All right. So we're going to end with an Uber story. And I love this one so much. I love that I get to experience people on this level, because the conversations that I have in the Uber, I don't believe would happen if I met this person at a networking function in a maybe a 9-to-5 type work environment, in a social setting. I just can't imagine this happening. And so I'm just going to set this story up for you. I get a request. I pick this person up, and I know that it's a long trip because Uber, once you reach a certain level, oh, by the way, I've recently reached gold with Uber. I didn't know it until a passenger told me, and I've transported over, are y'all ready for this? Drum roll. Over 12,000 people in just a little over 2 years. That is crazy. 12,000 people. So I know it's a long trip. He gets in the car and this is what happens. Roll that thing.
Uber Chronicles, this is your local fitness go-to girl, Fee King, and I got my ear to these streets. I am taking Nick to an assisted living home where his grandmother lives, because they're going to have a grandson grandma date. They're going to see the Orioles, and his grandmother is the Orioles fan. So we're talking about assisted living and how fabulous he says it is. He said, I wish that there was a community like that for people my age. He said, because I would love to live in a community like that, where you do things with your community, you eat together, you go on trips, activities. He said, my grandma is living her best life. So Nick was telling me that there's a woman in his neighborhood. She's in her 60s. She's a Black woman. She is the grandma of the neighborhood, and she was tired. 5 years ago, she said, I'm tired of our neighborhood looking like this, our street. I'm tired of these dilapidated houses, and I'm going to do something about it. She did. She bought 3 houses on her block, rehabbed them, and flipped them. Nick, I have a show called The Fee King Show. In August, I'm going to be doing a series, 2 weeks, 4 episodes of women in real estate, whether they're buying, selling, flipping, rehabbing, renovating, contractors. He said her background is in construction and contracting. I said, can I give you my number and you give my number to her and ask her to call me? I want to see if she's interested in being on the Fee King show. This is Fee King, and I got my ear to these streets. Uber Chronicles.
I tell you, sometimes I get distracted from working because I'm so invested in these Uber Chronicle stories. And every time I share this with a passenger, they all think, oh my God, that's such a great idea. Oh my God, you should get Uber to sponsor. And I'm like, oh my God, that is what I'm working on. And so Nick was so amazing. When I showed up in his neighborhood, which is a neighborhood I'd never heard of, I've been there before. However, I didn't know the name of it. So his neighborhood is adjacent to, and those in Baltimore City will, Mrs. Susan, you'll love this. His neighborhood is adjacent to Bel Air Edison. It's called Mayfield, Mayfield, Mayfield. I pull up on the block, and the first thing I thought was, oh my goodness, this is such a cute little street. It was so cute. And the house that this Black woman who's in her 60s rehabbed, I had no idea at the time, but when I pulled up, his house was to the right, hers, the house that she rehabbed, was to the left. And I kept staring at this house thinking, this house is really beautiful. And to know that someone in the community took a stance and said, you know what? There are 3 vacant houses that can be repaired, that can be brought back to life, that can be used for someone's shelter. I'm going to take this on. I'm going to buy them and rehab them. Like, that is huge. I was so inspired because for someone like me, who is going to be a first-time home buyer who never thought about buying before because I didn't understand the process. I was very ignorant. I didn't come from a long line of people in my family who bought. My mother was a homeowner, but it's just one of those things that it didn't come up in conversation, about building equity in the home and leaving a legacy for your loved one or an organization. Like, you can leave things to a museum, you can leave them to a hospital, you can leave them a foundation, anyone, right? And so I'm learning all of these things, and what's happening is, again, the signs and the universe is speaking to me and is bringing everyone into my sphere to help support me being, doing, having, me being, doing, and having. Since I put out into the universe that I really want to learn more about real estate and the real estate game in Baltimore City, because you all, for those of you who've been following me for a minute, I've been talking about how stimulating the architecture is in Baltimore City. It is unlike anything I've ever seen in this country. Now, I've been to Scotland, London, Amsterdam, Germany, Belgium. This looks very much so like those areas. And I now know that, like I knew it. I picked up a man today, another Uber Chronicle story. He's from London. He's here doing research with Johns Hopkins. He's from London, but yet he lives in Scotland. And I asked him, I said, so what do you think? Do you like it? He said, I really do. He said, it reminds me a lot of home. And I said, oh my goodness, I was going to say that. I said, but I don't know if people from another country might be offended thinking, no, this is America's nothing like, Europe, but it is. We have castles here. We have Victorian style homes. We have row homes. We have the brick. We have the skinny streets. We have the homes and the businesses that come to a point on a corner. I mean, we have the cobblestone roads. He then said, it reminds me a lot of Scotland because I live in Scotland. I was like, Scotland's my favorite city. I said, where do you live? He lives in a city that I've never heard of called St. Andrews, Scotland. I look forward to sharing more about Scotland and about the comparison between Baltimore City and Europe, as well as the real estate market in Baltimore. And I'm so excited, coming in August. Fam, that's only a month and a half away. My second season of the Fee King Show, I will be bringing the most dynamic, educated, powerful women who are in real estate. These women are not necessarily in Baltimore, but we're definitely going to put a focus on Baltimore. Lastly, coming to the Fee King Show is when blue collars ball out of control. That is going to be a Baltimore staple, because I want to take you into the most incredible homes that people in this city have bought. People who work regular jobs, people who are regular, hardworking entrepreneurs, people who have made it happen, because I believe it is possible for all of us. I believe it is possible for me. And so I want to highlight these incredible houses and the parks and just the architecture and the real estate. So much coming to the Fee King Show. I am Fee King, your local fitness go-to girl. This is the Fee King Show. It is all about, who are you? What do you do? What is your why? How in the world are you keeping it all together? If you don't have a self-care modality, I lovingly encourage you and invite you to follow me and let us help you find what's going to work for you, what's going to help you de-stress, what's going to help you gain more energy, what is going to help you be more calm, more productive, more healthy, and more happy. You're also invited to our 30-day Hero Charity event this month. It's not too late. Jump in today. You can learn more at Sekou Wright's website. It's going to pop up on the screen like right now. I'm so magical. His GoFundMe link is on the website. And so here's the thing. We started raising monies for Sekou in July of 2022. Our goal is to raise $100,000. Why, you might ask? Because at any given time, life could happen. And when life happens, we get to rally around our brothers. You don't even have to know your brother to rally around knowing that he is your brother. We get to help him get I don't even think it's back to where he was, because we don't want to go back. We want to go over and beyond where he was. And so we want to do that and support him on his show so that he can continue to push out this amazing content that's helping us make more money, invest money, and learn about creating long-term wealth. We want to help him with his hospital bills. And as a professional creative and an entrepreneur, Sekou is not able yet to get back to the work that he was doing, but there's new works that he's in the midst of creating. And so that is why we are pledging $3, $2, or $1 per mile. You can click on his GoFundMe link. Exercise every single day. Tag Fees Fitness Over 40. That's Fees Fitness Over 40. You're watching me on Facebook and the Gram. You're watching me on YouTube. Tag me. I look forward to seeing you next week. And then lastly, with the move, you'll be seeing a little more of me. You'll be seeing me Mondays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Fridays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am Fee King. This is the Fee King Show. Thank you for being here. If you found any value, please share. Just post and share. I bid you love, light, peace, prosperity, abundance, possibility, and positivity. Not just for today. Not just for this weekend, not just for next week, not even the month, not even the year. I bid those things to you for the entirety of your life. Mwah. Peace.